Well, with the brand new Ikazune reskin being added to the game, this is probably the most appropriate and fitting time to go over it in PvP again, so with that being said, let's get straight on into it. Jumping into the first set, let's go over the Mixed Boots Ikazune. We're running 200 speed TPs to be as fast as possible, the 200 range attack TPs will then let us hit as hard as possible on the range side. We don't need any energy investment, so 4 TPs will do there, and lastly, the 96 melee attack TPs are leftovers, but it will also let us hit harder on the melee side. For the personality, you'll either want Nimble to be faster, or Smart to hit harder. I prefer Nimble, but obviously run whatever you want. For the held item, we're running specialty boots to outspeed as many Loomians as possible, which also, paired up with max speed TPs and our Nimble personality, will let us outspeed Gargoyle's speed form. Then for the ability, you can actually run either the normal ability Raging Fire, which will give you an immunity to fire type moves, and if you're hit by one, you'll recover some energy back. Or you could also run the secret ability Rechargeable, which will give you an immunity to electric type moves, and if you're hit by one, you'll get a speed increase. And finally, for the moves, we're running Thunderstrike and Fire Breath as our strongest and most reliable stab options. Blaze of Glory is going to be our strongest melee attack, and lastly, we have Zip Zap, which will let us pivot out of bad matchups or just to gain momentum. Okay then, hopping into the first battle, let's try the Boots Mixed Ikazune. Okay, let's go for the Mamask lead and try and get some entry hazards down. That is a Boneke. If it has any multi-hitting moves like Border Blast, that is going to be really bad for me because it could potentially one-shot me. I kinda wanna click Slap Down. This could be like a clutch plushie of like Magnify. I'm not really trying to deal with that, to be honest. Even if I sacrifice getting Babs up, I think Slap Down is probably the best situation here. Like the best move to use in this situation. So yeah, we do outspeed it. Big damage. And his health amulet. What? Landslide. Okay, that's fine. We can live 2 of those actually. So now we can actually go for a layer of Barbs before going for another Slapdown to dock it out. So might as well get some free chip damage, you know, on all of their other Loomians. Poison. Sure. But actually removing the Boneki is going to be great, because they have got a couple of Earth-type Loomians, or also just electric immunity with their own Ikazune, if it's secret ability. So honestly, removing as many of those as possible lets my Ikazune just spam Zip Zap as much as I want. Okay, well, I'm actually gonna go for another layer of Barbs. If I click Landslide plus Poison, I should go down. Life Drain is not gonna do enough though. So yeah, I mean, hey, I got another layer of Barbs up. I'm not gonna complain about that. And now I can go for Slap Down. This should knock it out. Nice. Okay, good. Bunik is down. My Mamask is going to go down as well. And then here, I just go into my Ikazune. Because Mamask is like basically already given away that I have an Ikazune in my team, I'm going to give the least amount of info to my opponent. So, there's my Ikazune. If it is a bad matchup, we're just going to go for Zip Zap. But that is a gas stroke. This is where Blaze of Glory is going to come in handy. Yes, the move and Mixed Ikazune is pretty gimmicky, it's like very niche. Most of the time you generally don't want it. The only time Blaze of Glory is good on Ikazune is if you're battling against a lot of ranged tanky Loomians like your Plasmoth, Venilon, Maraith, and Gastroke. I'm going to click Blaze of Glory, they do stay in, and that should just be a knockout. Gastroke has no melee defense. I'm not sure why they didn't Soul Burst. There's no way it's a normal Gastroke, right? There's no way that's not a Soul Burst. But either way, I got the knockout. I'll take it. I'm not sure if I actually one-shot it from full health if it Soul Bursted, because it wouldn't be weak to fire anymore, it would be neutral, but I'm not complaining. Now, I will say another issue with Blaze of Glory, Ikazune is going to take quite a lot of recall from it, so yeah. But at the same time, Ikazune isn't really meant to get damaged a whole lot, so I guess I can't really say anything too bad about that. Here low, we just go. Meditoad, I'm not leaving Ikazune in against this. For Zulong, we really need like a light type move, so our Energy Surge, I just obviously don't have it on this Ikazune, so we're just gonna have to make do and switch the heck out. Unfortunately, they critical hit me, which is not good. They went for two different moves, so that isn't a Goggles Ikazune. But whatever's about to switch in is gonna get hit with a nice slap down. We might have potentially been able to go for Zip Zap. Chienta, oh, this is actually great for me. Oh yeah. This is most likely Power Cuss if I had to guess. Heavy armor Chienta, what the heck? I don't think I've ever seen one of those. I really have no idea what that's about. Also, I should say yes, I'm at 0 rating right now for ranked. I've won a lot of battles, but I've also like forfeited a lot, especially in this video. Trying to get a mixed Ikazune to work is a little bit tough, because I haven't really been seeing that many Plasmos or like really good range tanky Loomian, so if Ikazune doesn't look good in the battle, I'm just gonna forfeit turn 1. I'm gonna go for Seasong here. Yeah, Sukama can take those for this. We're not gonna knock out the Chienta, but we get to go into my Ikazune now, and we're clicking a Fire-type move. Obviously, it's an Ikazune showcase, I want Ikazune to get the most amount of kills as I physically can. Also, it is kind of my only damage-dealing Loomian with the team I brought. We're not gonna talk about that, okay? I have to be a little bit careful because they might have their own Ikazune, so if I lock myself into an electric-type move and they go Ikazune, do I stay in and try and hit it and try to 1v1 it? Probably not. I have got Meditoad though, so that's probably my best switch-in for it. But it's also my best switch-in for Zulong, so yeah. Here, I don't know if Sukame is going to be good anymore. They have one more Loomian, but I have no idea if I've seen it yet or not. I am going to switch out into Wiki Wiki. We have got Mudslide to hit the Zulong, I guess. And if they, for some reason, want to switch out into a potential Ikazune, I'll take the quad effective damage, but they should just click Fire Breath here. We could actually Poison as well. Poison, Herbal Remedy, Dodge. We could do it. I mean, I could throw for Mudslide first, because that way it'll increase my accuracy, and then I get to go for Poison and it won't miss, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Also, that Elemental Burst did a lot of damage. If that's not Goggles, it's definitely like an Essence or something. Maybe this is the Power Cuff user. I'm gonna go for Mudslide. I honestly just kind of want damage on the Zulong. I want to try and remove the Zulong, just so my Ikazune is gonna go great. And that's actually pretty decent damage. If it switches out and back in, it might potentially be in range of a Fire Breath. Actually, I think Blaze of Glory would be better for Zulong. Obviously, Energy Surge would be the best option, but I don't have it. I'm gonna go for Dodge here so I can get a little bit of a health amulet boost. Probably should have done this actually last turn. I should have dodged Mudslide Dodge. That way I would have got more health back. Zulong only has enough energy for maybe one move, so we just go for Mudslide again. If they knock us out, it's Ikazune time. But nope, they go for a rest, which is fine. Wiki Wiki is about a 1v1 a Zulong. I'm down for it. Bro, at the same time, I kind of want to let Wiki Wiki go down, just so my Ikazune can get the knockout. It is definitely in range of any of my moves, other than like electric, right? I will go for Mudslide, but if they knock me out, I'm not going to complain. They go for Ancient Raw. Okay, that's fine. What are you switching into? Also, you might die to Barbs if you switch back in. That might not be in the play. Okay, it's Stratosaur. Yeah, we're clicking a Zip Zap. Oh! Gastroke wasn't their Soul Burst. Stratosaur was. I didn't even, like, think about that. I saw a Gastroke and thought, yeah, nobody's using a normal Gastroke. Like, it's clearly a normal Stratosaur. We can go for... actually, Meditoad is also good into this. I was really relying on Meditoad, like, trying to help me for Zulong, Stratosaur, and Ikazune all by itself. I'm sorry, Meditoad, but sometimes it just goes like that. I kinda want them to knock out my Wiki Wiki, so I can go Ikazune and click Zip Zap. I guess I can go maybe Sukame. Sukame is gonna do absolutely nothing in this battle. So let's just sack Tsukami, I guess. They have 2 range attackers left. I just don't want to see a Magnify. It's a Soul Burst? Okay. Because they Soul Bursted, I'm assuming they might just be attacking. If they're gonna set up a Magnify, I feel like they probably would have wanted to stay in base form if it's secret ability so it couldn't get poisoned. But they might not know that I actually have poison. But yeah, I'm hoping they just go for damage. Damage. Airblade is questionable. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit questionable. Okay, they just go for Airblade again. Great, that should take me down. And now it's time for Ikazune again. I think we just go for Thunderstrike, honestly. It'll one-shot the Stratosaur, and then it will also get rid of the Zulong, because it's like so low on health from the Barbs, right? Did it just die to Barbs? No, I think it has 1 health. Well, hey! That was so close, man. It was so close to living. Glad that was gone low. We could have actually potentially gone for Blaze of Glory if I didn't have Barbs up. Blaze of Glory might have threatened, obviously, the knockout on Zulong, but it might have also threatened the knockout on Stratosaur as well. But Thunderstrike would have won me the game anyway, and it's a little bit safer because I know for a fact it's knocking out Stratosaur. But yeah, that's the mixed Boots Ikazune. Not like super great. I'm not saying that you should definitely put this on your team right now, but it is something for you to consider, even if it is very niche. Next up, let's go over the standard range attacking Boots Ikazune. We're running 200 speed TPs to be as fast as possible, the 200 range attack TPs will then let us hit as hard as possible, we don't really need any energy investment so 4 TPs will do there, and then the 96 health TPs are leftovers, which will make us a little bit tankier overall. For the personality, you can either run Nimble if you want to be faster, or Smart if you want to hit harder. For the held item, we're running Specialty Boots to outspeed as many Loomians as possible, and when paired up with our max speed TPs and a Nimble personality will let us even outspeed Gargoyle's speed form. Then for the ability, you can either run the normal ability Raging Fire, which will give you an immunity to fire type moves, and if you're hit by one, you'll recover some energy back. Or you could also run the secret ability Rechargeable, which will give you an immunity to electric type moves, and if you're hit by one, you'll get a speed increase. And then finally for the moves, we're running Thunderstrike and Fire Breath as our strongest and most reliable stab options, Zip Zap will let us pivot out of the battle when necessary, and Energy Surge is going to be our coverage option, mostly to hit ancient type Loomians. Okay then, hopping into the next battle, this time we're going to be using the standard Boost Ikazune, just all range attacks. Which I will say is a little bit unfortunate because I noticed this guy has a Venilon and I did not see a single Venilon when using my Blaze of Glory Ikazune, so very unfortunate. There's a Dorigo lead. I kind of want to click it or hit it with a slap down because I feel like this might be clutch plushy, just so I'm like guaranteed that my own Ikazune is going to knock it out. But they see an Ikazune, they might go for the withdraw. I really want to click Barbs, but I don't want to get swept by a Dorigo. So yeah, I'm going to go for slap down. I think it's clutch plushy. Nope, it is actually Shade Shell. That's fine. Primal Slash will do a decent amount of damage, I guess. Not Draco Beam. Oddly enough. Interesting. Can I just like fade away into my Ikazune just to pick up an easy kill really fast? Probably not. I'm gonna just start going for Barb's Land for entry hazards. I'm just gonna hope that they don't have any entry hazards themselves because I did not bring Wiki Wiki. Primal again, no critical hit, so I get another layer of Barbs down. I'm really surprised this isn't a Draco Beam Dorigo. I swear that's like the only one people are actually using. I feel like that's the only one worth using. But hey, that's completely fine. Egglob is an interesting choice. Obviously I'm gonna go for Barbs again. If I go for Primal Slash here to knock me out, I'm pretty sure Egglob goes off now, right? Oh no, it is the next Loomian that switches in, which is going to take it. Well, obviously I'm going to go Ikazune, because I'm going to click Energy Surge to knock out the Dorigo, but I don't really want Ikazune taking the hits from Egglob. But at the same time, I don't have any other Loomians to take the hits. It's gonna absolutely nuke everything on my team. So I need Ikazune to take the hit, and then hopefully not get hit for the rest of the battle. But yep, there's Dorigo down. That's probably gonna be the only time we're gonna be using Energy Surge for this battle, because everything else, I don't think it's gonna do really much for. Energy Surge is mostly just for like ancient types, so like your Zulongs, Rancidors, Dorigos in that situation. Here we go Meta. If they click electric type move, I'm gonna be a little bit upset. Nope, they go for Energy Surge. It's gonna do nothing. Absolutely nothing to my Meditoad. Love to see it. This is a normal Ikazune, so I want to say Raging Fire, but a little risky. I kind of just want to go for a Psycho. I kind of want to Zip Zap for momentum. Slapdown to get rid of an item also isn't bad. I think I'm going to Psycho low. They stay and go for Fire Breath, so it's not Boots. It's Flame Shell. Okay. That's fine. We'll do like a decent amount of damage to the Ikazune. I'm gonna go for Psycho Blast again. Yeah. I mean, I think I'll take this 1v1, right? Meditoad has a Milkshake. So I basically just negate one of its attacks, basically. And yep, it's weak enough now. We can just finish it off here. And if it switches out, I think it just faints, switching back in. Okay, that critical hit kind of sucks. And I got burnt. Damn it. If my Ikazune was Raging Flame, I probably would have switched into it maybe a couple of turns ago. But I like the secret ability, but obviously Raging Fire is still completely fine to use. There's Venolin. Blaze of Glory would have been great in this specific situation, but I have got Chienta, so I should be fine. Here, I'm gonna go for... honestly, any move. I don't think I live. I'm gonna go for Slapdown to potentially remove a held item. Oh, it's Rock Slide? Okay. That's fine. That is not gonna knock me out. That didn't have an item, did it? Damn it, I should have gone for a Psycho Blast. Damn it. I mean, my rank is still low. I'm not gonna complain, obviously, about getting like these type of battles. It's fine. I mean, I'm low rank, so I'm gonna be playing against like lower skill players, or not even like lower skill players, but maybe people that are like brand new to PvP and especially haven't grinded enough for items. So not gonna say anything. It's kind of my fault. I do a lot of battles, I win a lot of battles, but I also just forfeit a lot of battles on turn 1 if whatever I'm showcasing, in this case Ikazune, if it doesn't do well for like the specific matchup. I should probably click Radiant Rush, but I'm going to click Frost Punch. I think that was enough to KO it, right? Nice. But yeah, I didn't really want to risk the miss, because if I missed and I got like critical hitteds, I probably would have lived a hit, but still, I'll take that. Although I did get poisoned from Poison Touch, unfortunately, or Toxic Touch. Venusaur. Oh! Energy Surge is actually good against this. I forgot they had this. Do I want Chienta to go down is the question. Because I don't know what their last Loomian is, so I gotta play this a little bit carefully. Is Ikazune gonna be useless for their last Loomian? Or is Chienta gonna be useless for their last Loomian? Or do I just sacrifice Ukame and surely one of my offensive Loomians can beat the last one, right? Poison Barbs is insane. That is insane. I'm gonna click Seasong. There's Venom Slash. It'll do a pretty decent amount of damage. But now I get to be a slow pivot to get my Ikazune in. And now I get to click Energy Surge. I basically got a free turn. I'm not gonna complain about that. I'm just kind of surprised, to be honest. Yep. It is time to click Energy Surge. Please be enough to knock it out. Venusaur has like no range defense, right? It's just melee defense it has. It's U-Typhoon that has range defense, right? I'm pretty sure. Okay, well I got a crit. I don't think that was necessary, but I'm not complaining. And Wendelin. Okay, I actually forgot that they had multiple things that Energy Surge was good against. Now, obviously, like for the boost Ikazune, you're most likely going to be spamming Zip Zap a lot. I will say, most people have dropped boost Ikazune because it doesn't have Zip Zap and Flash and Flee, like the duo pivot moves. It was too strong. Ikazune was basically guaranteed to like get always a free switch out if it had both of them, so it had to be nerfed. I still think the boost Ikazune is fine though, but obviously there's a little bit of like fishing for a good matchup. Actually, if this is boots, it might outspeed my Ikazune and Chienta. We're clicking Energy Surge, I outspeed it. Okay. Wendelin has some range defense, like a decent range defense stats. So it possibly could have lived that hit, but it has like no health. So maybe it would have never lived it, unless I was like heavily investing to potentially take that hit. But yeah, there's the range attacking Boots Ikazune. I don't think I used any attack other than Energy Surge. I one-tapped. Yeah, I clearly didn't use it against the Venilon. That was a really bad matchup because I didn't have Blaze of Glory, and I had Meditoad KO the Ika. So yeah, I had 3 moves that generally are pretty good, but obviously Energy Surge there was clearly the best case scenario for me to click. Every time it hit the field, basically. Okay, so yeah, that's obviously like a big advantage on why you would want something like Energy Surge, because if I had Blaze of Glory in that situation, yes, I get to hit the Venilon, but I don't get to hit both of their Ancient-type Loomians at all, because they would resist all of my moves. That's like one downside. Blaze of Glory gets to hit the very range tanky Loomians on the melee side, and then Energy Surge can hit the Ancient-type Loomians that resist both your stabs. And for the last set for the video, let's go over the Magnify Ikazune. We're running 200 speed TPs with a nimble personality to be as fast as possible. The 200 range attack TPs will then let us hit as hard as possible. We don't really need any energy investment, so 4 TPs will do. And then the 96 health TPs are leftovers, but it will make us a little bit tankier overall. For the held item, I'm personally running a power cut to increase the damage of all of my moves, but anything else that increases our damage output will be fine, so like an essence or shell, that's completely fine to go with. Then for the ability, you can either run the normal ability, Raging Fire, which will give you an immunity to fire type moves, and if you're hit by one, you'll recover some energy back. Or you could run the secret ability, Rechargeable, which will give you an immunity to electric type moves, and if you're hit by one, you'll get a speed increase. And then finally for the moves, we're running Magnify to set up to deal massive amounts of damage. Fire Breath and Thunderstrike are going to be our strongest and most reliable stab options, and then Jolt is a great priority move. Although, if you wanted to, you could switch out Thunderstrike for Energy Surge if you want more coverage options. Okay, and lastly, let's use the Magnify Wall-Breaking Ikazune. Okay then, once again, let's go for the Mamask lead. I want some entry hazards down. That is a Trumbull though. I probably should provoke it, so it can go for Battle Chime. I am not trying to get reverse swept by a Wall Breaker. Yeah, I'm assuming that was Battle Chime. No thanks, okay? No thanks. Now they probably know I'm not an Ikazune, but they might have always known that. Now, honestly, Slapdown here isn't a bad idea, because I get to remove their potential Milkshake, but I want entry hazards down. I am greedy. Body Slam will do a lot. I honestly keep forgetting Trumbull has an insane melee attack stat. I think it's actually, what, 134? Off the top of my head, if I remember correctly. It outputs an insane amount of damage. I don't think Quick Pounce knocks me out from this range, right? I got 1 layer of Babs down. I gotta decide, do I want 2 or Slap Down? I'm gonna Slap Down to get rid of Milkshake, because my Provoke is gonna end this turn, so they could go for Battle Chime, but nope, it's actually a Simple Essence. Okay, well, that was unexpected. I thought it actually was gonna be Milkshake, definitely. That's fine, though. We can't really go Ikazune against the Trumbull. Cedric isn't, like, very great either, though. I don't really have like a great switch into Trumbull. I guess I could go Wiki Wiki and I could try and Poison Stall it, I guess? That's kind of the only idea I have. I'm just gonna try and break through with Cedric before it starts setting up. So maybe it's not Battle Chime, maybe it is actually Bulk Up or Battle Horn, maybe? But at the same time, maybe it is just Battle Chime with simple essence for a quick pounce. Body Slam, I can tank that, and as long as I land this, I should just knock it out, right? Nice. Okay, I don't think Fonslam can actually miss, but... yeah. For some reason I thought it was like 90% accurate for some reason. I think I'm probably thinking of Draco Beam. I actually haven't really gotten to use Cedric for a while. I love Cedric. Even if it's not like that great on a lot of teams anymore, I still love using it. Here, I think we go Meditoad. Actually, no, what am I even saying? We just hard switch Ica here. Like, Surebot has what? Ice, Metal, Electric. It might have Mudslide, actually, now that I think about it. Well, yep, that's fine. We're gonna go for the Magnify now, so I can just start putting out insane damage. And it's actually up to you for this like Magnify set for Ikazune. I have Thunderstrike, so I can hit like bulky water types like Tsukame, Luminame, just from full health to get rid of them. I think that actually outsped me as well. Yeah, I think it did. I probably want to go for Jolt, but I think I'm going to go for Thunderstrike anyway, just to one-shot it. Jolt might actually one-shot it. I could actually go for another Magnify, to be honest. But I don't think I need to. Jolt might one-shot it from here. I guess we'll see. Okay, yep, that was definitely the right play. The least amount of energy used, and I don't take any unnecessary damage. But yeah, for my Ikazune, I'm running Thunderstrike and Jolt. You could switch out Thunderstrike Flow if you wanted to for something like Energy Surge to hit like Ancient type Loomians. It mostly depends on like what you want to hit. There's Cramboss. Don't I just click Fire Breath? Yeah. I thought for some reason it was gonna either click a priority move to get rid of my boosts for some reason, or it was gonna be like either a boots or very nimble variant. But no, that's fine. There's Protagon. This is gonna be great for Jolt. We get a priority hit it super effective. If I one-shotted the I was gonna say Fishgana. That is completely the wrong Loomian. If I one-shot the Surebot, I'd probably one-shot the Protagon as well. And is this our last Loomian? A Lumello? A Water type? You're just handing this win to me, bro. Yeah, Ikazune went crazy. I think Ikazune legitimately hit all of their Loomians for super effective damage other than Trumbull. Once Trumbull went down, it was easy sweepings and pickings for Ikazune. Yeah, I think that kind of shows you because of how easy this was. This was actually my very first battle with this Magnify. I didn't have to forfeit any battles, I don't believe. So that probably goes to show you the Magnify Ikazune right now is definitely the best go-to Ikazune. But I still think the boost one is still worth considering, especially because you can catch a lot of people off guard expecting it to be a Magnify one just right to outspeed and delete you.